Let's open up the OG Mailbag. Alongside Joe Giglio, I'm Joe Ovies inside Edford Studios in downtown Raleigh. Thanks to Empire Properties and thanks to Copiers Plus. Check them out online at copiers-plus.com. Print management, document management, get everything you need to the cloud. Like the Casey Kasem outtake of Dead Dog Dedications lives into the cloud.
Can't believe I missed this entirely. This must be like a radio thing.
Oh, yeah.
That I missed it.
This is
too busy newspapering to understand and appreciate how great this is.
The Casey Kasem Dead Dog Dedication is one of the great radio outtakes of our lifetime. Okay. But before we get to that and your questions, a reminder that the free portion of the mailbag is brought to you by the Butcher's Market. Check them out online at thebutchersmarkets.com. We got tailgate weekend. We got Duke and NC State this weekend. You might be going to that game. You might need some tailgate solutions. Butcher's Market has it for you.
BYU ECU 7:30.
You can also get OG Light at the Butcher's Market. So go check that out, thebutchersmarkets.com. They bring you the free portion of the mailbag. You want the whole thing, you got to go to our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube page. You will click on the join button. That takes you to the membership channel landing page, and it's just $5 a month.
Now I know what you're thinking. I've already subscribed. That's different. It's the button next to subscribe. Is the one that says join. $5, $60 for the whole year. Can't beat it.
All right. Are you ready for the Casey Kasem Dead Dog Dedication?
I am.
Quick context here. Yesterday, when I was talking about a former colleague of mine at 850 The Buzz, Jarrett Whaley, passing away, I did a really, really awkward transition. Because, I don't know how you get out of that.
Yeah,
right? I don't know how you get out of that.
Save for the Fox injury music. What were you supposed to do?
Right. What am I supposed to do there? And, of course, Ken points out, like, wow, that's some Casey Kasem levels of transition right there. And you had no idea. No idea what Ken was talking about. So went to YouTube. It's all over YouTube. And this is probably the cleanest version I found. And this is...
it's on YouTube? This is a video?
No, it's not a video. People put the audio to YouTube. This is where everything lives now.
Okay.
So the audio is on YouTube and people put like a little compilation of photos. Right?
I watch this every week religiously, by the way.
What, the top 40?
I listen to the Casey Kasem top 40 every week on the radio.
Okay.
Because you knew you were going to hear the good songs.
Yes.
Right? People have no idea what a struggle that was when you were 8, 9, 10 years old. That this whole idea I could just pull up any song I want to listen to.
Nope.
Not a real thing.
Now, did you try taping
in 1983?
Them?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
When the DJ would talk over the music, man, you'd hate it. Hate it.
We had that. And then there was a weekly television show that was, as the sign says behind him, the America's Top 10. The top 10. So that was even better.
All right. So this is the outtake.
Now, we're up to our long distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions. And then you got to go into somebody dying. They do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. Because last goddamn time, I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying. What is this fucking ponderous, man? Fucking ponderous.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's so good. So good.
So if you ever wondered if Casey Kasem, is that just his real voice or is that his radio voice? I'm accused of having a radio voice from time to time. My kids accuse me of this. I'm like, no, you talk differently when you're doing it. I'm like, no, okay, fine, whatever. Casey Kasem for real did not have a radio voice. That's just his voice. That's how that man talked, right down to fucking dead dog. Can't believe you never heard that.
No.
That's up there.
Casey Kasem, man. First of all, I when I found out he was Lebanese, is that right? He's Lebanese.
I think so. Yeah.
And I was like, really, Casey Kasem? And I was like, wow. And then
you look at Casey Kasem.
Then you start looking at him with dark features. You're like, man, that tracks.
Vaguely ethnic, yeah.
And then I just looking up his Wikipedia now. I didn't realize he went to Wayne State, the proud alma mater of one Peter Carmanos.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because he's from Casey Kasem, also from Detroit. It looks like. So here we go. Learn something new every day, man.
There's your Casey Kasem dead dog dedication. Up-tempo record. I mean, it's true, though, because if you actually heard the original clip, they are coming out of like some, late 70s up-tempo disco funk. And you're like, yeah, having a good time. Having a dance, and Snuggles is dead.
Here's the mail that never fails. Makes me want to whack my tail. When it comes, what a whale.
All right, this comes to us from a 919. Would you mind explaining the AP voting process, the good and the bad? If I was a voter, I would base it on results, i.e., I would have Notre Dame likely out, South Florida probably in the top 15 for having 2 quality wins, and the only loss to the number 4 team being Miami. Illinois would be down. Michigan would also be unranked. What is the criteria for how people are supposed to submit their rankings? I've never participated in an AP top 25 for football or basketball. You have many times, but I got the feeling that even your philosophy is different than how most voters' philosophies are.
Yeah, and I'm very proud that my philosophy ultimately became what we see today, that is most prevalent.
Yeah.
And that is just start over every week. Take the results as they come, evaluate the teams as they come. Unfortunately, there's no hard and fast rule for this. Some of it is like, who do you think would win a game?
Mm-hmm.
There is some of that in there. So most of it is, well, what have you done? And I always put a premium on road wins. Always put a premium on if you had a loss, well, where was the loss? Obviously, home losses, I would deduct more so than a road loss. But I think ultimately, the most of the voters, and there's 62 now, and this comes up because 2 weeks ago, it was Haley.
Yeah, she went viral a couple
Sawyer,
weeks ago.
who covers USC. So one of the things that I always took very seriously, even when the AP was no longer part of the BCS formula. Back in the day, the AP was part of the BCS formula.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were determining the net, like going all the way back to 1936.
Mm-hmm.
The true national champion has been determined by the AP since 1936 up until the playoff era.
Yeah.
Okay. And
up until the BCS era.
No,
remember there was a split.
Right. But even in the BCS era, after the split, they came together and your vote was part of the formula. Okay. So to me, it was something that you should take serious. And I did take it serious. And that's why I reevaluated every week and didn't just slot teams. Okay. Particularly after the preseason. Preseason's just a guess.
Mm-hmm.
In week 1, you should be redoing the whole thing. Because unless you're like the greatest guesser of all time, hello, not me.
Mm-hmm.
You got to reevaluate. You got to be able to move teams. And I think for the most part, in the last 10 to 15 years, most voters have done that. I back in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, I would get a lot of people mad at me. And I would just say to them, here's my process. Here's what I did. Haley Sawyer covers USC, got in trouble with some fans, in part because she was nonchalant about what she did.
Mm-hmm.
So she kept Florida in the top 25, not only kept them in the top 25, but moved them up after losing to South Florida. And so she made a video, comes back and says, I don't want to get too much into my process or logic. It's really fun, but it probably doesn't matter in the end.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah. So to me, it was truly voting for the Heisman and voting for the AP top 25 were two of the great achievements of my journalistic career. Mm-hmm. And I was very proud of how not only I voted, but I really did the way I voted started a new era of how people understood the process and voted rather than just slotting teams, which I feel was the way that everyone did it forever.
Yeah.
Well, why do you have Penn State number 3 this week? Well, because they won and they were number 4 last week. Sure.
And
remember all the Michigan fans when we started radio and I was still voting and it was like, you have Michigan like number 11. I'm like, Right.
based on what I've seen.
They
yes.
haven't beaten anyone. What do you want me to do?
Right. It's the idea that why are you punishing them? Why are they dropping in the rankings when they're actually winning? I'm like, well, I've watched them play, and I've seen other teams play, and that's why I want to do this.
And other teams have earned the right to move up.
Well, so in defense, so there is an issue here though that's taking place, right? In that the AP, and I don't think I'm going to reveal too much here when I say this, but it is getting to the point where AP voters or looking for AP voters is becoming increasingly difficult.
Sure, it is.
I have been asked to be an AP voter, and I have declined because because I don't have the time. Number one. Number two, you know me, I'm vibes based. Okay, you can't do that with the AP Top 25, which is what this one reporter ended up doing. But I'm actually going to give the reporter the benefit of the doubt because not unfortunately, it's just kind of where we are right now. There's a lot of vibes-based things that occur in sports media these days. Number one. Number two, the pool in which you can select people to do this has also shrunk over time because the media business has shrunk over time. So I do feel like there probably needs to be a reevaluation of who gets to vote in the AP Top 25. And not just going from your traditional base of reporters. You see what I'm getting at?
Yes, it is now mostly television and still newspapers and not independent sites. Like I do see a wildcatreport.com for Northwestern, but for the most part, it is more of your legacy media type people. Kate Rogerson from TVD
is doing it. Pat Welter's doing it.
Is one, and so is John Johnson for down at Wake Forest. So, look, it's not an easy job.
It's not.
Football is actually easy compared to basketball.
I won't touch basketball.
Is impossible.
Forget it. There's no way.
Impossible.
And I know it's impossible too, because even the national people whose job it is to cover just about the entirety of the sport, I can tell when they're just going based off KenPom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you haven't really watched the team. You're just kind of going off what KenPom tells you, or what Warren Nolan might be telling you, or Bart Torvik, free KenPom is telling you. Although I think Bart Torvik is now charging for stuff. So it's an incredible. I guess what I'm getting at is it's already a difficult job, and the pool in which you can go to for voters has also gotten very shallow. And you might want to reconsider getting away from legacy media outlets and going after, or at least asking some analytics-based, and there's plenty of people who do this online, and seeing if they might be interested in doing it. But there's probably a different way of doing it.
Well, we have analytical votes. I mean,
also, what's the point of the
Well, there we go. So going back,
what's the point now?
Going back, the point was to promote college football.
What's the point now? We don't need that. We don't need that now.
No, I know. Since the playoff era,
honestly, the only reason why the AP Top 25 even matters now is to give people a basic understanding of a flashpoint of promoting a game. So in a way, it still does promote college football,
right?
Because you've got a quote unquote top 25 matchup. Okay. In an ideal world, knowing what we know now and the way the college football playoff committee works, don't even have an AP Top 25. Just don't do anything and don't rank anybody until we get to the first unveiling of the college football playoff top 25.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a little bit like legalizing drugs or trying to ban drugs. Let's put it that way. If you were like, man, you can't do drugs, like people are still going to do drugs. So if the AP goes away, if the AP goes away, there'll be something else.
We'll have a Bill
FPI top 25.
FPI, yeah.
Okay, so
we already have the FPI, and coaches are already mad.
But it would be used.
Get mad at that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the original point of the AP poll was A, to promote college football, and B, to try to crown a national champion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, up until the 50s, they crowned a national champion before the bowl games.
Yeah, right.
So
you want to talk about vibes? You want to talk about vibes based? Exactly. For as much as you can have process, let's also remember how we crown national champions, which is all based on bowl games of teams that wouldn't play.
No,
and then we're just like, well, you know what? They're going to be the top 25 based on this bowl game.
Legitimately, Joe.
I know.
Like the Maryland national championship in '53, the first year of the ACC.
Yeah,
they lost in the bowl game.
Doesn't matter.
Did not matter. They crowned the champion based on the regular season. So we've come a very, 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 very long way in this process. One answer I think is not, you say expanding the pool. I would have fewer voters. They have 60 something voters right now.
Well,
you could probably
Heisman's in the same boat. You'd like 1,000 Heisman voters.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's more. I would make it a smaller vote, almost like a panel, more so than a. What they've tried to do traditionally is have a cross section of people. The state gets represented, right? So our state has 3 votes because of the number of teams that we have. They try to go based on that, but I really think the whole thing needs to be kind of reevaluated. But because I do think there is a place for it. It does go back to 1936, and again, like I said, I always took tremendous pride in being one of those voters as a real accomplishment in my career.
You've got mail.
All right, now and now.
Hello, OG. Friday
Courtesy.
night, 7:42 p.m. Something that's been talked about a lot, and I don't think y'all have talked about it. Notre Dame is 0-2. Why are they still in the top 25? I got Yahoo pulled up right now, the AP poll. They're 24th. Let me see what the coaches poll says. Oh, look. Nope, 21 in the coaches poll. I mean, I know it's the brand. It's the brand. But you're 0-2. You ought to be out of the top 25. Makes no sense. That's what the ACC gets for aligning with these motherfuckers. All they do is look out there themselves. The one year, the COVID year, that they decided they wanted to be in the conference all of a sudden. And we had the 2, Clemson and Notre Dame, in the 4-team playoffs. But nonetheless, Notre Dame, Notre fucking Dame. Have a good weekend. Thank you for the show.
Curse or don't, courtesy. I love it.
Curse or don't. Notre Dame drives everybody nuts.
Boy, this is a real Giglio versus Ovies debate because, in my opinion, they should be ranked
at 0-2.
Yep, they lost to the number 1. They lost to the team I would legitimately rank Miami number 1.
Yeah,
based on the teams I've seen this year.
Sure.
They lost by 3 on the road to them, and they lost to a top. I mean, I don't know what Texas A&M is, but they're a playoff type team.
Yeah.
Now,
Wait,
they lost at home.
Was the Texas A&M game at home?
It was home.
Yeah. See, that's where I would. That's where I would.
So they have 2 losses by 4 points.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, let's just go to the top 25, and we could just pick one team if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
And so Texas is ranked based on wins over Sam Houston and some like Louisiana, some directional Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
So what's better? I don't know. Because they lost the only game they played.
Yeah.
And they Texas lost, right? Texas lost to Ohio State 14-7. They beat San Jose State 38-7. They beat UTEP 27-10. Is it better to have wins over San Jose State and UTEP? What does that prove?
I don't actually on this one. I think you and I are probably more aligned. I don't mind Notre Dame being ranked at the bottom end of the top 25 for having close losses to ranked teams.
Yes.
I don't mind that because to your point, what does beating nondescript teams really prove? Now, if you look shaky against them, okay, now we can have a conversation, which is what Texas did, by the way.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, losing to Miami, which looks like one of the top teams. I'm not going to say they're number 1, but one of the top teams in the country. Losing at home to Texas A&M, that's where things can get a little dicey, but you're right. It was a close game.
On the last play of the game. By the way, Indiana is number 19 this week.
Yeah.
They have wins over Old Dominion at home, Kennesaw State at home, and Indiana State at home. So who do you think's better?
Right. I'm with you on that. All right, let's go to a 919.
Giglio, looking forward to having you guys.
Hold on a second.
What's up, Ovies and Giglio? Looking forward to having you guys at the Rialto tonight. It is Hayden Ass Hayes here. Want to call in. Joe, I thought it was real out of line. These times where everyone's divided, you took a quote from a guy who said a lot of things, and you took one little quote totally out of context, to just divide us even further. And I'm, of course, talking about Steve Smith calling Charlotte a weak-ass city. I see what you're doing. You're just trying to drive the wedge further. Look, Charlotte is down bad right now. The Panthers are terrible and have no plan. The Hornets are terrible and have no plan. The Canes are one of the best-run franchises in their league, and it looks like we're on the inside track to get an MLB team. So we just don't need you stoking those things further by taking quotes out of context to try and divide us anymore. I'm ready to unite with Charlotte and be one North Carolina. But more importantly, and the main reason for my call, Hating Ass Hayes wants to give a huge shout out to corporate champion Color Graphic, who just did me right by making a poster for Stop Making Sense. That shameless plug. You can see the first Monday of every month at the Rialto. But real talk, one of the greatest things working with them was just describing the general idea of what I wanted, and they nailed it. I didn't have to send them 14 different pictures and like walk them through the whole process. I said, hey, I kind of want to do this. Do you know what I'm talking about? And they're like, yeah, we got you. So easy to work with, great price, got that OG discount, awesome folks, and they're right there on Capitol Boulevard for an easy pickup for a 5 points guy. So shout out Color Graphic and shout out the OG. See you guys this weekend.
Hating Ass Hayes. You'll see him tonight at the Rialto. Should be a good time. Should be a good time.
He actually made an oversized David Byrne cutout that you put your head into. I saw Glenn showed it to me actually before he brought it to Hayes. He's like, oh, you got to check this out before I bring it over to him.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Okay.
And if you have any needs on that front, sales at colorgraphic.com.
Sounds like a good time. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the free portion of the mailbag. You want the rest of it? By all means, head on over to our YouTube channel. Click join. For $5 a month, you'll get the entirety of our mailbag. So again, go to YouTube, youtube.com/@OGTriangleMedia. There's a link in the podcast description too that'll take you to the join page. Click join, $5. You get the rest of the mailbag. We'll see you on the other side. A big thanks to the Butcher's Market for bringing you the free portion of the mailbag.
Here's the mail that never fails. Makes me